that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
17 members and associates of the Hells Angels are facing criminal charges in a violent attack.
Federal agents allege the outlaws sold drugs, traded firearms, and engaged in insurance fraud and even tampered with government witnesses.
We have learned there is cell phone video as well as surveillance video of evidence in this attack.
The U.S. Attorney characterized today's raids as historic, the largest federal bust on organized criminal gang activity.
Retaliation is common for crimes involving biker gangs. However, it could happen anywhere because of how interconnected gangs have become nationwide.
The 3-year investigation resulted in 42 federal indictments on a variety of charges, including racketeering, money laundering, drugs, gambling, insurance fraud, and extortion.
There's a bunch of bikers up here, and they're shooting guns and stuff. I need the police now.
Play on foot going towards 2nd Street. Okay, receive.
Then you see a pack of Hells Angels going by, people are going to want to look. Next thing you know, cars. Because they're just staring at us and not paying attention to stop traffic.
If you wanted to break the law on an everyday norm, you should have joined the street gang. That's what they're known for. That's what they do. You're not allowed to steal cars on my block. We steal those cars.
I mean, it was so bad by us in Vegas. I was in the pool swimming, and the guys came back. Hey, Pee-wee, the cops are here. They want to talk to you. I said, well, go talk to them. Find out what they want. And they came back. They go, they want to talk to you.
Typically, if you leave the club, if you haven't been in for 10 years, you're automatically out there.
Got put out in 2006. Back in 2007, wound up going into Cannon. 2011. Came out of there. I had 4.5 years to walk off with zero support from that club.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we got a lot to talk about, but we're going to start it off with some breaking news. There's been a big explosion in L.A. 3 deputies confirmed dead in an explosion in East L.A. Sheriff's Training Center. The deaths are reported after the East L.A. Sheriff's Training Facility. There was a massive explosion. So we're going to talk about that real quick, and then we're going to talk about a bunch of other things. Our main story is the charges against this man have been dropped. Hold on. And we're going to talk about the fake pagan that we exposed. We're going to talk about the Hells Angels. A bunch of different people. What's going on, Mad Tink? Lindsay, how are you? Thank you for everything you do for this channel. I really appreciate you. Today's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I feel like the weight of the world is lifted off my shoulders because it's Friday. But things are great. I appreciate all you guys taking the time. Let's talk about this explosion real quick. This is pretty crazy stuff. You know, it could be due to another situation we all know about. Says 3 deputies confirmed dead in explosion in East LA Sheriff's Training Center. An explosion in East Los Angeles Friday morning killed 3 Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies. The blast occurred at 11060 North Eastern Avenue about 7:30 a.m. The Los Angeles Fire Department said the address corresponds with the LASD's training facility. Details are limited, and Sheriff's Office have only confirmed that there was a loud noise, though they're still working on gathering information. 3 people are confirmed dead, and the sources tell the news that those involved were deputies. Aerial footage from the sky shows LASD vehicles were scattered with shattered windshields nearby. By a nearby backpack on the parking lot asphalt near where it appeared to be the department's explosive trucks. So maybe I'm just speculating here, but maybe they had an explosives and they were trying to detonate it. You know, they grab different things from different areas and bring it to their facility to explode them. Could have been that. Could have been anything. Additional, a tarp was over the bomb truck, was visibly damaged, presumably in the explosion. The cause of the explosion has not been disclosed, but they report that the Los Angeles Police Department bomb squad arrived to the training center about 8:45 a.m. Federal officials say they are assisting as well. I spoke to the U.S. attorney about what appears to be a horrific incident that killed at least 3 law enforcement training facilities in Los Angeles. Attorney Pam Bondi wrote on social media, "Our federal agents are at the scene and we are working to learn more. Please pray for the families of the sheriff deputies killed." An employee at the center told Ramos that they first thought the explosion was an earthquake as the blast shook the ground. So that's pretty crazy. I'll bring you guys more information on that when it comes available. Mark, what's going on? Thank you for joining me. Path Killer, what's going on? Rory, Staxx, great stuff last night. I knew it was him. So I got it confirmed. He is not a pagan. Absolutely not a member. He was in the club for a little while, way back. He got booted out of the club, and he thinks he can start his own little chapter and try to change history. There are no Lou Dobkin tapes. They do not exist. It's all AI. I proved it. So, and there's some people saying, "Oh, well, you had him on your show." Yeah, I did. I don't promote fakeness. If it comes out that they're fake, boom, I'm gonna let it be known. And just like how I report on the bad stuff that happens, I report on the good stuff too. I try to show you guys that these guys are not in gangs. This is not a gang. It's a motorcycle club. This guy had his charges dropped. They raided the clubhouse in, I think it was North Carolina, right? They dropped all charges against this guy at the preliminary hearing. So news reports confirm that the charges of possession of a firearm by a felon have been dropped against Anthony Lee Card in North Carolina. Card, 38, was arrested on June 30th, 2025 during a search at the Pagan Club House in Lenoir, North Carolina, conducted by the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation in partner with the Lenoir Police Department and the Caldwell County Sheriff's Office. The Newton Police Department, in charge by Lenoir Police Department. At the time of his arrest, his bond was set at $50,000 and he was taken to a detention facility for processing. However, according to news reports, he was not listed as an inmate as of the afternoon of June 30th. So the charges were definitely dropped against this guy. So if stuff like this happens, I'm going to report on it because it's only right. But this guy is a total and complete fraud. I can't believe he got away with it for as long as he did. Like, there were people saying, "Yo, this dude's a fraud, this dude's this and that," but I was getting conflicting reports from different people. A bunch of out bad people believed this guy, and they were vouching for him or whatever. It was whatever was happening. It's none of my business. That's the club business to deal with. But at 100%, he is a fraud. There is no Lou Dobkin tapes. It was all made up. It sounds like a Sons of Anarchy episode. And we exposed him. So, I mean, there's nothing more he can say. He could try to talk his way out of this one, but it ain't going to work. Let's take a look at the proof.
How you doing, brother? Miklo 1%, Los Perros MC, Mother Chat.
Shout out to Miklo. So apparently, this guy plagiarize Miklo's book. So Miklo has a book, The Spirit of a One Percenter. It was published in 2022. I have the copyright right here. I'll show you guys. And it has been found out that this guy, Caleb Harris, a.k.a. Bullshitter, took pages out of this guy's book, put it through an AI generator, and tried to say it was Lou Dobkin's voice. Here's the copyright. 2022, The Spirit of a One Percenter. Here's the cover of the book. I mean, if this doesn't show how fake he is, look at this fake pagan patch. No pagans have gold writing on their patches. He makes his own patches. Here's a video. Here's a picture of him making his own patches. You can see the cutout right there. Here's a picture of him sewing it on in his house. There's a reason why he doesn't ever show pictures of him with other people. But anyway, let's take a look at this pretty damning evidence.
To Virginia, making this video for my brother Staxx. Ask and you shall receive. All right. Here's my book. I am the author of The Spirit of the One Percenter by Aaron Miklo One Percenter Swoboda. Yours truly. All right. The article in question. Let's see. Let's go to the table of contents here. Article number 54. The Plea of a Founder. Page 321. Got my bookmark here. Flip on over to 321. The Plea of a Founder.
The Plea of a Founder.
Written April 26, 2022. I am writing this letter on this beautiful spring morning beneath the shade of a flowering tree.
I'm writing this letter on this beautiful spring morning beneath the shade of a flowering tree.
My bike sits a few feet away from me, and my brother is cooking up his famous campfire biscuits and gravy.
My bike sits a few feet away from me, and my brother is cooking up his famous campfire biscuits and gravy.
The smell of hot coffee and food has awoken the rest of the brothers and their old ladies.
The smell of hot coffee and food has awoken the rest of the brothers and their old ladies.
So, I mean, this puts all of it to rest. There is no Lou Dobkin tapes. They don't exist. This guy posted this on TikTok. You can see his tag right there. He wrote his name, Bullshitter Harris, 1%, Pagans Archive. He is a lie. He is not a member of the Pagans. He's going around parading like he's Lou Dobkin's grandson, which he is not. I looked up his whole family tree. Everyone associated with this guy. Lou Dobkin's name is nowhere to be found. He is not related to Lou Dobkins. The bottom line. This guy is an utter and complete fraud. He should take these videos down immediately.
Smiles on their faces as they stretch and rub the sleep from their red eyes before lighting up the first smoke of the day.
The smiles on their faces as they stretch and rub the sleep from their red eyes before lighting up the first smoke of the day.
Today, for this band of one percenters, life is good.
Today, for this band of one percenters, life is good.
Our young old ladies are head-turning beautiful.
Our young old ladies are head-turning beautiful.
And show us a level of love and loyalty that John Q. Citizen can only dream of.
And show us a level of love and loyalty that the John Q. Citizen can only dream of.
Our choppers are works of art built by our own hands.
Our choppers are works of art built by our own hands.
We ride free and wear our colors with pride.
We ride free and we wear our colors with pride.
Anywhere the ride takes us.
Anywhere the ride takes us.
Above all else, we have discovered a level of freedom and brotherhood that very few men will ever experience in their lives.
Above all else, we have discovered a level of freedom and brotherhood that very few men will ever experience in their lives.
We are the founding generation of our club.
We are the founding generation of our club.
The trust between us is second to none. We have fought hard for the freedom and brotherhood we enjoy today.
The trust between us is second to none. We have fought hard for the freedom and brotherhood we enjoy today.
Our dedication to each other and to this club is what defines us.
Our dedication to each other and to this club is what defines us.
As I laid under the stars last night next to my bike and my amazing old lady, I began to think about how lucky we are.
Roy, what's
and I
up?
asked myself, how long can this last? How long can this club stay pure?
As I laid under the stars last night, and I asked myself, how long can this last? How long can this club stay pure?
What happens when we're not around to protect our beloved freedom and brotherhood?
What happens when we're not around to protect our beloved freedom and brotherhood?
Fraud. Grandson of Lou Dobkins. How come he has a gold 1% with nomads? There is no nomad chapter of the Pagans at this time. That's what I hear. So why is his 1% diamond gold? And everyone else's looks like this. Why is that? Why is his different? Because he's not real. He's a fraud. He's not a member of the club. He is an absolute fraud. I have total confirmation that he's a fraud. And so for him to go on national TV and plagiarize someone's book is mind-blowing. It is absolutely mind-blowing. You got to have serious mental health issues to do something like this. He goes to Lou Dobkins' grave, points at the father. He's not your grandfather. He told too many contradicting stories. This is him sewing on his patches. He needs to try to make... There is no making this right, you know? I mean, it's too far gone. But he definitely needs to take all them videos down of the so-called founder of the Pagans and all these tapes he has that are all bullshit. They're all fake. So it's wild that someone would do that. I mean, you gotta be something delusional in your head to do something like that. But anyway, we got a lot more to talk about. We're gonna start off with this guy. Who's this guy? He's a city council member from New Jersey. City councilman says he shot someone in the head, and the mafia got him off. What? A city councilman has said that he shot someone in the head as a teenager but escaped punishment thanks to his connections in the mafia. The confession came at a council meeting on Wednesday, May 16th, that was held in response to a shooting of a 43-year-old Marcello Woodard by state parole agent earlier that month. As residents called for justice for Mr. Woodard, council member Mel Witherspoon revealed that as a 17-year-old gang member, he shot someone point blank. He said that he only stayed one night in jail and never went to court, having links to the mafia in New Jersey. Mr. Witherspoon said he shared the story when my son told me about Marcello, and it all came back to me. Can you believe this? And when I get more information on this case, I will bring it available to you guys. It's crazy. That's insane. So in other news, we are going to talk about the Hells Angels run up there in Canada. So allegedly, the Hells Angels have commented about this run. So they said it's like Christmas parties for the Hells Angels. Members described the national gathering in Calgary. Hundreds of Hells Angels members across Canada gathering in Calgary on the weekend will enjoy a good-natured get-together akin to company Christmas party, a member of the club's Calgary chapter said Thursday. On Wednesday, a public advisory about the gathering held annually in different parts of Canada was issued by police, who, along with other law enforcement agencies, view the motorcycle club as a violent organized crime outfit involved with drug trafficking and other activities. But the longtime Calgary member called that propaganda and noted that police statement predicted that there'd likely be trouble coming for him and his colleagues during Friday and Saturday's event. We don't get to see our young guys, so it's just like having a party to get to know everybody, said the man who didn't want to be identified. It's like any company. You have Christmas parties. A circus tent has been set up for the parties at the local Hells Angels Club House in southeastern Calgary, where about 600 members hailing from every province will eat, drink, and socialize, he said. Among them, he said, will be about 25 members of the club's 2 Calgary chapters. Shuttles will provide and take attendees to their hotels afterwards so nobody drinks and drives, he added. He also said he's been a full-fledged member for 26 years. Police said they will be closely monitoring those attending and ensuring that they obeyed the law, including the traffic acts. Calgary club member said he expressed officers to be doing just that, noting whether the forecast is rain. They'll likely have hundreds watching the party, and good on them. I hope they get wet, he said. Even so, the man said Calgary police tend to be more easygoing with the club members compared to those in Winnipeg and Edmonton. The latter, who are in your face trying to push your buttons. On Thursday afternoon, motorists spotted about 10 Hells Angels donning patches from various chapters from Ontario heading westward on the Trans-Canada Highway. So this, I believe it is all propaganda. They try to scare the public. They're not a gang. They are a motorcycle club. They are what they look like. They're guys on motorcycles. Nobody joins a motorcycle club to be involved with some criminal syndicate or to make money for them. It's not the mafia. But the media wants to portray them as bad people, and they're probably some of the best people around. And I don't know why they keep doing that, and they want the public to be afraid of motorcycle club members. It's just really sickening that they do that. I don't get it. So since its inception in California in 1948, the group has been involved in a number of deadly turf wars, including in Canada. Okay, things happen. Hells Angels first gained a foothold in Alberta around July 1997 when they first took over the Grim Reapers. At the time, the group had chapters in Lethbridge, Red Deer, Edmonton, and Calgary. In February 2001, the trial began in the case of former member Kenneth Skresbra. I can't even say that damn last name. Who's accused of plotting to blow up the homes of Alderman Dale Hoggs and 2 other people. Hoggs was a strong opponent of the Hells Angels clubhouse being built, and he was later found guilty City police raided the Hells Angels Calgary Club House in Odin and other locations in March of 2001, seizing 11 kilos of cocaine and other drugs along with weapons. Charges laid against 43 people. 8 of them were members of the club. Like, so when people get involved with stuff like that, I did an interview last night with a former 1% member. You wait till you see this one. It's really good. And he said he got involved with some stuff, but it had nothing to do with the club. Had absolutely nothing to do with the club. They don't kick up money if they're doing something on the side. The club doesn't know about it. It's all on an individual basis. So the media trying to portray it like it's this big criminal enterprise is just total bullshit. They need to stop doing that shit. I mean, they want these people to be a gang so bad. I know the cops are a gang. They're the biggest gang out there. Yeah, he's the chosen one, Lindsay. He said he was the chosen one, and people need to listen to him. Because he found the tapes, the fake-ass tapes. It's crazy. So in other news, there's a new chapter of the Hells Angels that just popped up in Brandon. A Brandon chapter, it was formed. The Hells Angels motorcycle gang, it says. It's not a gang, it's a club. Established a chapter in Brandon. The city police chief confirmed on Thursday. There's a fairly new chapter of the Hells Angels in our city, Taylor Bates told the news. There's certainly several organized crime groups. The source informed the news that this week a large gathering of Hells Angels wearing colors on the North Hill of Brandon. Bates said police are aware that the motorcycle gang's presence and are actively monitoring it, along with several other organized crime groups that may not be as visible or stand out as much. So listen, if they were a criminal enterprise, you'd think they would wear patches on their back? They're a motorcycle club. The Manitoba Justice Minister, Matt Wiebe, said he's also aware of the gang's presence in Brandon and has spoken with Bates about it. It's obviously something they are monitoring very closely and keeping a close eye on when it comes to their role in the province. He said the province is focused on organized crime in general, including what gangs are active in various areas of the province. Organized crime is active, he said. We are trying to address organized crime on every level, certainly understanding what the dynamics are on the ground, listening to the Brandon Police Services and others to help us understand what the situation is with various communities across the province. We will work with local law enforcement to give them the support that they need. The Hells Angels is an international outlaw motorcycle club. Here, they got it right. That has established chapters around the country, including in Winnipeg. In 2014, Manitoba became the first injunction in North America to declare the Hells Angels a criminal organization. So 2014 was the first time that they declared them a criminal organization. The province said the designation would allow the Crown to prosecute gang members and associates without the delay of calling additional evidence that outlaw biker club is a criminal organization. So they could just hit them with charges now and not have to bring in experts and do all this other shit. They reported at the time that the Hells Angels rules require chapters to have a minimum of 6 members on the street without any court-imposed conditions. I mean, I don't think these cops and shit understand that some of their bylaws is they can't get involved with crime. Like, you're not to be dealing drugs. You're not supposed to be involved with any crime. So how are they trying to distinguish them a crime group? Because some individuals maybe get involved with some shit has nothing to do with the club as a whole. If a cop gets caught doing some shit, do they blame the whole police force? No. It's just ridiculous what they're doing. The club is incorporated in Canada and the United States as Hells Angels Motorcycle Corporation, which describes it as the largest outlaw biker club in the world with more than 6,000 members and 592 chapters in 66 countries. So that's a pretty damn big club. So in other news, a woman has died after she was hit by a motorcycle on Cane Run Road in Louisville, police say. This is in Kentucky. A woman is dead after she was hit by a motorcycle on Cane Run Road early Thursday morning. It happened around 12:15 a.m. at an intersection, according to the LMPD spokesperson, Dwight Mitchell. That's near Shanks Lane and Eskram Lane. The initial investigation indicates the woman was attempting to cross the road without a crosswalk when she was hit by a motorcycle. The woman was pronounced dead at the scene. The motorcycle operator was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The crash unit is investigating. That's crazy. She got hit by a motorcycle and killed her. That's insane. In other news, this man will spend time in prison. Man pleads guilty in Albany biker gang shooting case. Now they say man involved in fatal shooting between rival gangs in October 2021 has pleaded guilty to criminal possession of a weapon. He faces 10 years in prison. 32-year-old Colin Billsley admitted to the charge and is facing up to 12 years in state prison, but I believe they settled on 10 years in prison, followed by 5 years post-release supervision when he is to be sentenced on July 18th. And that is today. They had a preliminary hearing 2 days ago. The incident occurred October 9th, 2021 on 117 North Lake Avenue, where two rival gangs engaged in a street shootout that resulted in the death of a 29-year-old Alexander Bolton. Albany police discovered more than 70 shell casings from several handguns at the scene, but the bullet that killed Bolton was never found. The case is being prosecuted by the assistant district attorney. So when I have more information about that, I will let you know. He's being sentenced today, though. And word on the street is he's going to get 10 years for felony possession of a firearm. But anyway, in other news, this is crazy. This guy used to be in the Rebels Motorcycle Club in Australia. He has won the 2025 U.S. Open, which is a golf tournament. That is insane. He goes from ex-bikey to winning the U.S. Open. What? And he was in prison. Aussie ex-bikey who was jailed for assault has major fanboy moment with Phil Mickelson on the golf's major debut. He spent 5 years in prison for a serious assault, found redemption in his greatest passion, golf. He could not help the the overawed on the big stage. I don't know what the hell that means. It has been a long road of redemption for Australian golfer Ryan Peck, who spent 5 years in prison before turning his life around and earning a place in the 2025 Open Championship in the UK. In 2014, at just 21, Pike became involved in the Rebels Outlaw motorcycle gang in Western Australia. That same year, he took part in a violent assault on rival gang members that left a victim with a fractured skull. Peck was arrested weeks later and sentenced to 5 years in prison for assault causing grave bodily harm. He served his time in Hika prison, where he began to reflect on his life and slowly reconnect with his passion for golf, encouraged by former coach Richie Smith. After his release from prison in 2019, Ryan Peck committed himself to rebuilding a life through golf. He trained quietly for years, supported by Smith, working at a greenskeeper to stay close to the game while refining his swing and mindset. In 2024, his comeback became real when he secured a spot at the New Zealand Open, marking a remarkable return to professional golf. Peck earned his place in the 2025 Open Championship by claiming victory at his second crack at the New Zealand Open this year. His first professional title, which granted him automatic entry via Open Qualifying Series. His eligibility was further confirmed when he secured the necessary clearance and used his British passport inherited through his father to qualify for the UK field. As if lining up against the world's best was not enough, Peck then realized that he would be playing alongside golfing great Phil Mickelson. I don't think he needs to introduce himself. I was well aware of who he was, Peck said after the 5-time major winner walked up and introduced himself, but obviously I was nervous. I couldn't say nervous because I was playing next to Phil. It's just, I guess, your first major and things like that. But I just get to get better at that. I just got to get better at that. The occasion got better of Peck this time, though, with the Aussie revealing that he couldn't help but get a memento from the occasion. Mickelson caddy was handing out golf balls to fans in the crowd, with Peck asking, "What about me?" He had a laugh. Thought I was being sarcastic, he said. "Are you serious?" I said, "No, I'm dead serious," he said. "Can you sign the golf ball? Can you sign a glove as well? You're my hero growing up. My own boy is coming out here this week, and he loves him as well. I'm not going to ask him. I'm not going to ask him on his first tee. I'll ask him after the round." Despite earning the rare opportunity to play alongside golfing royalty, Peck said he resisted getting tips to improve his game. Even as he sunk to a disappointing 6 over par 77 in the first round, I would have known I was in a bad place if he'd come over and started offering me help, Peck said. I know everyone is going to look at it and say, you take the experience in and stuff like that, but obviously very disappointed with the round. Not what I wanted. Overall, it was a disappointing day for the Aussie, with leading hopes Cameron Smith and Adam Scott way down the field tried for 45th place heading into today's second round. So that's insane. He changed his whole life. He went to prison. Well, he didn't win the Open. He was qualified for it. But that's crazy. He goes from being in prison for 5 years for a brutal assault, fracturing someone's skull, to golfing next to Phil Mickelson. It shows you that anything's possible and you could change your life. You don't have to be stuck in a world of prison and, depression, and it's just not a way to live. I hope you guys like this content. There's a lot more stuff on the way. I'm going to be dropping some bombs coming up. You guys will see. I've had popcorn. I had popcorn on and we talked about this fraud. So there's a lot more exposure to be had. You guys will see. We're gonna keep it coming. We ain't gonna lay off. This guy just needs to fade into the background. It's crazy he got away with it for as long as he did. But hey. And again, all charges have been dropped against this man. He was the one arrested at the Pagan Club House in Lenoir in North Carolina on June 30th, 2025. They had a search of the clubhouse, and he was charged with possession of a firearm by a felon. Those charges have been dropped at the preliminary hearing. And whenever there's a win, I gotta let it be known. So I appreciate all you guys. I hope you like this content. Stay tuned for more. I'm going to be dropping some videos today. So hope you guys have a great weekend. Happy Friday. If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you could get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother, sister, friend about Chatting with Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. And if you don't like this show, too fucking bad. Start your own podcast. I appreciate all you guys. And remember, don't be a bitch.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.